How many times have you quit on yourself? I think that's probably one of the most difficult questions that we answer. What's up, Unbroken Nation? Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in the world today. I was thinking about this the other day. I was on the treadmill training for this marathon that I'm doing. And when I got to mile four, right, it was a 4 mile day. When I got to mile four, I was exhausted. Just mentally, physically, emotionally. Historically, I've not been a runner, but I decided to start running so I could do this marathon to challenge myself physically to see what I could do. And I was thinking about all of these experiences of life that I've had leading up to right now, in which historically I've quit on myself. If there's one thing that I would say that I was great at when I was younger, let's dare call it proficient, was quitting on myself, was giving up. And thinking about the truth of the reality that quitting on ourselves is very much just a learned behavior. We learn to quit on ourselves because other people have quit on us. And I think about the goals that we want to build or achieve or create in our lives. And we will never get those if we quit on ourselves. If we give up, we will never get the thing that we want and that we most desire in the world. And I think one of the really difficult aspects of navigating the emotions that are involved with success is that for many of us, we've never felt them before. Or if we did, there was some kind of ramification that came along with them, and we were never able to fully live into that moment. And that sucks. Like it does. I've been there. I know many of you, probably everyone on planet Earth has been there, where we're like, we didn't really get to enjoy that moment. And when it comes to this idea about not quitting on yourself, the thing that I often come to is people are watching, right? And I don't necessarily mean in like this, like watching to see if you fell or not, but people are watching us every day. And I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. And when I think about that, what comes to mind is, yes, I know that. But more importantly, what comes to mind is that shouldn't be the catalyst for why we do anything. The thing that should drive us is our need as individuals to find success in our life, to not quit when it's hard, but instead to find a way to keep going. So I'm running on this treadmill the other day and I'm thinking to myself, I'm fucking exhausted. I don't want to take another step. My legs are on fire. My lungs are burning. I'm probably dehydrated at this point because I'm dripping wet in sweat. And I told myself that the only way I'm quitting on this treadmill is if I die. And I know that's like this really intense thought process to have, but I've thought about what is the fuel that is required to push us to where we need to be to have success in life. And I think sometimes for myself, that fuel is this like mind game that I have to play on myself where it's like, you do not get to quit. Like I literally have forced it into my brain that quitting is not allowed. Stopping is not, it's just not even allowed. Like you cannot do it. And in that it's brought great dividends in my life. And I found in these moments of wanting to quit because I still like, I'll be honest, like even today, I was like, I don't even want to do a podcast today. I'm tired, worn out. Like this is the thing. It's a reminder in those moments of like kind of forcing it, which I've talked about before, of understanding the implications of not showing up for yourself because it's not today in this moment in which we're going to feel ultimately the sting about the thing that we didn't do, but instead in 12 months or 12 years or somewhere along a timeline in which we find ourselves really having to reconcile that we gave up, and because of giving up we don't get the thing that we're chasing and desire. And the unfortunate part about that being that a lot of times in those moments of giving up, that is predicated in our experiences that have led us to today. And so I'm on this treadmill and I'm like, dude, you are not allowed to quit. You will die on this treadmill. And thinking to myself, like, sometimes that's what it takes. You've got to be willing to push yourself. I don't even necessarily mean just physically. It's mentally, it's emotionally, it's not hitting the snooze alarm, it's making the bed, it's all those things. And look, you guys have heard these things before. It's not like this is new information. But what I do want to bring to light is the truth that you have the power right now to go and create your life. And stepping into this is if you cannot quit you will never lose. Like, I know I said this recently. I wanted to do this again because it strikes me every single day that the truth of success of everyone that I've ever looked towards in my life, any mentors, any coaches, 99% of the books that I read, like, we get that from people because they did not quit. Even though it was hard and it was difficult and it was daunting, and there's always going to be something, there's always a roadblock, there's always something in our way, but can you challenge yourself to keep going anyway? And that's my hope here for you, Unbroken Nation, is that today, as you hear this, you'll be motivated today to recognize the truth that motivation will only get you started, but not quitting will get you across the finish line. And I hope that this will give you a little inspiration as you start your day and you go head in to your life to be unbroken. Thank you for listening, my friends. Have an amazing day. And until next time, be unbroken. I'll see you.